Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Infamous. This is the Dead Air Podcast. We are back. I believe you missed the last week, but we are back now, and I'm with my usual suspects plus a guest. First, we have Chris.
What's up?
Next up, we have the guy who hates everything that's beautiful. It is Ulysses.
So true.
Hey guys, and just to prove how much I hate how much I hate beautiful things, Steve, fuck you. I am not hiding from you. Come back, Steve. I'm here waiting for you. Come back.
And next, this man actually owns Alf on DVD. Give it up for Stephen Wiles, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't own it anymore. God damn, I traded it in.
You owned it once, and that was enough. Anyway,
it was a gift. It was a gift. Damn it.
And last but not least, our special guest, Steven Larson's tech girl. She does everything for Steven Larson, and that is Sheena. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
I said your name correctly, right?
Yes, you did.
Okay. All right. First things first, we're going to be talking about Microsoft / Machinima paying YouTube personalities for positive Xbox One endorsements. Basically, video partners of Machinima were allegedly offered a premium of $3 for every 1,000 views on videos that they did, which had to include 30 seconds praising the Xbox One. Microsoft issued a statement distancing itself from the scheme and everything. So basically, we just wanted to get everybody's opinion on what they thought about this whole thing. And we'll start with our special guest, Sheena. What do you think about it? What do you think about it?
Wait. Before she goes.
Oh, no.
Is it still, I'm just saying, is it still allegedly? Because they pretty much admitted to it, right?
Yeah, so I guess the word allegedly is no longer.
It's not allegedly.
It's invalid.
But what they're saying is they said they were not aware of the individual contracts that Machinima had with them. That's what Microsoft is saying. So
I don't know. I think that's.
I don't know if I buy
sketchy.
that.
Yeah, I don't think I buy that.
I can't just put that on them. I have to say allegedly for the sake of.
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Trying to get me sued, damn it.
All right.
Sheena, what do you think?
Well, the whole, just like what we were just talking about right now, the whole quote unquote allegedly are in like being quote unquote unaware of that contract is, I think it's just going to be a load of bullshit. And I don't know, I think it's really shady, to be completely honest, and they shouldn't do that. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions. It doesn't matter of the sum of money and all this other stuff that can be given. And an opinion is an opinion. That's the end of that story. Just because somebody says, oh yeah, this is a good product, this is a good console, doesn't mean everybody's going to do that. Because once you buy that console and you're like, oh hey, look, this console fucking sucks, well then you just wasted what how much is it worth? Like $500?
500.
Yeah. So you've just wasted $500 on a paperweight. So.
All right, so before we go on, I just want to say the whole thing. Microsoft was not aware of individual contracts Machinima had with their content providers as part of this promotion, and we didn't provide feedback on any other videos. We have asked Machinima to not post any additional Xbox One content as part of this media buy, and we have asked them to add disclaimers to the videos that were part of this program indicating they were part of paid advertising. I just wanted to read the whole thing that I didn't read. All right, Stephen Wiles, we'll go with you next. What do you think about this whole situation?
I'm going to play devil's advocate here for a little bit. First of all, I think everybody should have known this was going on. This shouldn't be a surprise, is what I'm saying. So I'm not saying it's good. I definitely agree that it's bullshit because, unfortunately, now, now it's even more clear what I've already been doing, which is kind of questioning when someone, says, oh, I really like this product, or I like, whatever. You have to go, well, what's their motivation behind it? Do they actually like the product, or, are they getting paid or motivated in some other way? And a good example for this, I think, is two YouTubers I actually watch a lot, Boogie2988 and The Rad Brad. And both of them, even before this was a thing, would always start out as like, look, I'm not getting paid to say this, that I like the game and stuff like that. And if you watch their content a lot, you can tell these guys just really, especially with like Rad Brad, you can tell he gets really into a game, and he'll make, I think he's up to like 70 plus videos on Dead Rising 3. But he even said, like in his last video, this is the only game right now worth playing on the 360 or the Xbox One, in his opinion. And I like that because, it helps me in my decision. Like, okay, well, if I did get an Xbox One tomorrow, what game would I want to get for it, and something like that. But there's always going to be that lingering, kind of wonder about what their motivations are. And this is something that you should have been aware of already. This really should not have been a surprise. These guys are in this to make money. Even if they enjoy what they're doing, they're still, you do what you do to make money or to work on a product. So you have to see that that is a possibility, and it really is left up to you as the consumer to be smart about it.
All right, I think it becomes like an issue if it's like if you're doing a review of a game and then you don't actually give, but I mean that wasn't the case. What was going on? It was just like 30 seconds praising the Xbox One. But I think it would be an issue if it was review of Dead Rising 3, and even if the game is bad, you would just say it's good anyway because people kind of look to these gaming YouTubers as it's like they don't work for magazines or X-Player, which is no longer on, anything like that. So you might value their opinion a little bit more, and that's the only reason I think it would be an issue. Chris, what do you think?
I mean, that does happen, though. You're right. The game reviews, some people get motivation or compensation for giving games good reviews, and you have to just know that that's out there.
Thank you, Chris. And also what I was going to say is, the most recent numbers for the Xbox One and the PS4 came out. I don't know if it was a few days ago or today, but it's that time of month where they're trying to phrase their words correctly to make them sound better. But basically, what happened was Xbox One is behind, though they sold more units in the past month. That's because PS4 was sold out. That was actually a quote from the head of the PS4's marketing place. It was like the reason we didn't sell more is because most of our units were sold out in the market. But anyway, what I'm getting to is that Xbox One realizes they're behind, and they're trying to go out, or Microsoft realizing that the Xbox One is behind, and they want to go out and spread the word more. Maybe more people go out buy the One for these different games and all of such. So it may be a smart move, but also the reputation you get from it is not a good thing at all.
Ulysses, what do you think about this topic?
I don't have much to think of. I'm sorry. Sorry. I don't have too many thoughts on this subject. Just to piggyback on what Steven said, no one should really be surprised that this practice is happening. If we look back hard enough, we could probably find hundreds of other examples where cases like this were pretty much similar. But the one thing I wonder is how much Microsoft put into idea that they should make YouTube. They're offering YouTubers all this extra money to make them say positive things. How much of this is still pretty much crowd control from the public blowout at E3 and the aftermath that came from that about the whole used games and the DRM and all that other good stuff? And how much are they still trying to play catch up to the PS4, which, if we all remember E3, it was pretty much a live murder. They just completely butchered Microsoft. And I honestly think that's where this is all coming from. That I do think that the Xbox One, they're just trying to get some kind of good name out there, trying to get into some people's good graces, because the reveal of the Xbox One was just so damn bad.
Train wreck.
It was pretty bad, yeah.
It's just DTA out there, man. Don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, I'm just saying that I think if it's a 30-second ad just saying, hey, pick up the Xbox One, I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, shit, I would do it. Only thing that I feel like the line is drawn is if you have to do a review for a game and you have to just say all good things about it no matter what you feel. To me, I would say that's where the line is drawn, where you're not even giving your honest opinion. You're just saying, hey, this game is great. Pick up E.T. for Atari or whatever. That shit that, to me.
Oh, no.
That's where the line is drawn for me. Like, no matter what, you just say all good things about the game. That's the only thing.
It's like,
I just think people should have to wear shirts that say who they're sponsored by when they do their YouTube videos. So that way I know it's like, oh, okay, vested interest in there. You know, I know you're after my wallet, but I want you to show me you're willing to fuck me for my wallet.
it's like changing your playlist name from worst games on Xbox to best games on Xbox.
Right.
Well, like I like to think us as consumers, I think we could smell bullshit from a mile away when it comes to stuff like that. Like you could see with other people's reviews, and you could tell when they're kind of tongue in cheek about it, and the way they talk about stuff, you could pretty much smell that it's like, you know what, they're full of fucking crap here. And I'm pretty sure us as the consumers and other people that are listening, and I feel like they could see for themselves, and they know that half the things they may talk about like that is complete crap.
All right. So, well, does anybody have any last things to say about this whole thing before we move on?
It'll be a non-issue in 2 weeks. Nobody will care.
Yeah, 2 weeks, no
Pretty
one
much.
gives a
Forget
shit.
about it.
It's, I mean,
Steven, I
and
thought you had.
um,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's just like a couple of weeks ago when, or not even a couple of weeks ago, it was a couple months ago, a bunch of YouTubers were playing these really specific Xbox 360 indie games, and everybody was like, "You're just getting paid to say this," and blah blah blah, and everybody forgot about it 2 weeks later. So don't worry about it. I mean, the reason why everybody just gets so hyped up on this whole upset is just because, when you do watch gaming YouTubers, you do listen to their opinions. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like there's been a couple games that I saw a lot of like the YouTubers that I watch play it and then say how terrible it was, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm not gonna play it. Like I'm totally guilty of it, and I'm sure a lot of other people are. But, and like I said, here's the thing. So if somebody advertised something to me and was like, "This is the best thing ever," because they were paid to say that, and then I took their word for it, and then I purchased said game or console or whatever, I would instantly unfollow.
Yeah.
To be completely honest. So I think that's where like the whole tricky like advertising for what is like a really big deal for YouTubers, just because you can lose followers. You can.
Ruin your credibility.
Yeah, basically.
All right, so
Steven,
next...
hold on.
Sorry, go ahead.
Steven, I thought you were gonna have a severe gripe about Inside Gaming's response to this.
No, it wasn't a severe gripe. I just thought I was going to say they handled it about as best as they could. I think they were as honest as they could be without us knowing exactly the inner workings of what goes on in that office. And I respect people much more if they're upfront and they say, look, you know, I'm saying this is my opinion, but you should know this before you hear my opinion, you know. It wasn't like a giant gripe or anything. I'm glad they addressed it. I follow a bunch of them on Twitter, and, you know, so I knew they were going to address it and everything, and I was looking forward to, you know, seeing how they handled it.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, so the next one, we're going to switch consoles now. We're going to go into Nintendo. The Wii U sold very badly over the 2013 holiday season, and there's rumors out there that Nintendo is already just accepting it as a failed and going to move on and already thinking about making a new system. So my question to everybody is, what do you think? Can Nintendo turn the Wii U around still, put out some games and get this ball rolling? Or is it too far gone? They just need to go on to the next system or worry about the 3DS and all this stuff. We're going to start with Sheena again. What do you think? Can they turn it around?
Well, to start off, I think what the problem was with the Wii U, and I guess a lot of you guys can agree with me, is that there were no launch titles. There wasn't barely any kind of launch title to it. Why the fuck am I going to buy a console if there's no launch titles to it? And that's kind of the end of that story.
Well, wait, isn't that the same problem we're having right now with the PS4 and the Xbox One, though?
Yes, which is why I don't own either an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4.
I'm not doubting you.
That's why I know you're not, but that's what I'm saying though. Like I'm literally like I explained to a couple people before, I'm not going to touch the Xbox One and I'm not going to touch the PlayStation 4 until they have more games and when it's not going to be as like buggy consoles, because right now everything that everybody owns right now is basically like a prototype. And, so there's going to be bugs and issues and people are going to be unsatisfied, yada, yada, yada. So I'm going to wait a couple months and then get one. But anyways, so the problem with the Wii U was that there weren't any launch titles. Plus, they don't have any third-party support, which is what the Wii U's big problem is. However, now that 2013 is over and 2014 is coming along, they're starting to make more Wii U games, and hopefully they start utilizing the gamepad a lot more. Like, for instance, like a Pokemon Snap game that was for the N64. They can totally make an awesome new Pokemon Snap game that you use like the gamepad. Hey, Nintendo, if you're listening, me, what's up?
Send a check there.
Yeah, what's up? It's like a wheelie. Yeah, me. So anyways.
We take a 10% differential, just letting you know.
Whatever. So, like I said, that was the only fault. Like, the Wii U, I think personally me, I think it is a really good console. It really is. When I do play it with friends and stuff, I have a blast. Like, the Nintendo Land game is really fun, and my friends and I, we have some good laughs, we become competitive, and just like any Nintendo game, and gamers all together. I think they can come. I think they have a comeback. I think they could totally pull it off if they really wanted to, and if they pulled in some more games and some third-party support. Like, for instance, the Wii U's Monster Hunter 3. It's cross-compatible with the 3DS. You can, like, somebody with a 3DS Monster Hunter game can play with a Wii U, which is awesome.
Really cool. Yeah. That's awesome.
It's a great feature, and I think they need to do that a lot more. However, if Nintendo just is going to write it off as a fail, well, then obviously, end of story. We're going to bury it and pretend like it never happened, and they're probably going to work on more 3DS games and stuff like they're doing now. Like, the 3DS has a lot more third-party support than the Wii U does. So that's my opinion. I totally think it has a comeback. They need to work on it. I think it can happen.
You're absolutely right, because I got a Wii pretty early on because I bought it from a friend who was leaving for the military or something like that, and I loved it. It ended up, I only played it for a while by myself, but anytime friends came over, that was the console that we broke out for a while. It's a really good, I have a brother and sister, or roommates or friends come over, and you want to do something that it's not too challenging. You don't have to think about very much. Maybe have a few drinks with it, or 90. And, that was really good. And I think they need to maybe focus on that a little bit more with the Wii U.
All right, Chris, what do you think? Is the Wii U doomed, or can they turn it around? And why do you think it failed? Well, so far it has failed.
I think it's I know how long has it been out? About a year now?
Yeah, something like that. Almost 2, maybe?
Yeah. Which, I hesitate to say it's almost too early to say it's a failure, even though it's been out a year. They didn't meet their projections they missed it by quite a bit, but like they said, it's a good party console, like, for local play. And, like, I hate to say it, but I don't think it's going to make a comeback. The Smash Brothers and Mario Kart and other games that are coming out will help it. I think the Pokemon Snap, if they do take that idea, hint, hint, wink, wink, will maybe even revive it. But as of right now, I don't see it going anywhere.
Ulysses, what do you think? What went wrong with the Wii U, and can they turn it around?
I think we could count out the Nintendo as a serious player for this current gen. Like, I think the Wii U was a complete failure. The second that they showed the name, I thought it was terrible. The Wii U is a god-awful name. I think that building a system over a gimmick such as the touchpad, I think you're destined to fail from the get-go. And like Sheena said, the lack of the third-party support is absolutely killing Nintendo. The only reason why they're getting Bayonetta 2 is because they offer to help finance it, or they help produce it. I'm not too sure which one was it. And that's why she's becoming Bayonetta 2 is a Wii U exclusive. And I'm pretty sure, because since they did help finance it, I'm almost certain you're going to see her in the next Smash game. It would only kind of make sense. But with all that being said, I don't think the new Donkey Kong game will help. I don't think the Smash Brothers, I don't think the Mario Kart, I don't think those would be enough to help the Wii U sell much more consoles, because when, say, Microsoft releases Halo 5, I'm almost certain more Xbox One will get sold than people will purchase a Wii U just to play Smash Brothers. And the same goes for the PlayStation 4. If like another Uncharted or another God of War game will come out, I do think people would rather buy the PS4 just to play those two games than people would want to purchase a Wii U to play Smash and Kart. And don't get me wrong, I love Smash Brothers, I love Mario Kart, but like to own a console just to play 2 or 3 games, I don't think it's worth it at all.
It amazes me that people say that they don't know why so far nobody's buying it. And for me, I love Nintendo games. I have the Wii too, but it's just like, what do you buy a Nintendo console for? You buy it for Mario, Zelda, Metroid Prime, and Star Fox, and so on and so on, Smash Brothers. And most of those aren't out yet. No Smash Brothers yet. I know it's coming out. No Mario Kart, no Mario Party, no Metroid, no Star Fox. None of the games that you would buy a Nintendo console for so far is out. I don't know any release dates. I don't know when the Legend of Zelda game is even coming out, if it's going to even be in 2014, 15, whatever. And I just think that, just simply there's no games, but they can turn it around. I mean, Smash Brothers is a very big game, so is Mario Kart. But they need those games like Metroid and Star Fox to sell the console. Right now, they don't have it, and we haven't even heard anything about it at all.
I also think that a lot of people are jumping the gun a little bit here. One, they failed to meet their, predictions. Well, that's their predictions.
That's true.
We don't have all the numbers, although we have a lot of numbers that matter. And the truth is that this is bad, and no one can deny this is bad. But some people are already trying to put the last nail in the coffin on Nintendo, and I don't think they have time. They have the time. They could turn this around. I don't remember who it was that was saying that they need to really go out to some of these third parties right now and start apologizing, kissing ass, whatever they need to do. They also need to probably brand it more to kids and families, because that's where it sold so well with the Wii. And a lot of those kids and families have moved on to either different systems because those systems had more games, or they've moved on to like mobile gaming and stuff like that for the older generations, and for people who may not have enough time to worry about a console gaming. The thing that I think is going to be the most important for them is, I've heard all these rumors about them restructuring. You've got them talking about doing more mobile gaming stuff, and them talking about this new system and all that. I hope they kind of take a step back and just do what's best for the company, because I would really like to see Nintendo stick around for a while longer. I don't think it's going to even be that important, because I think in 20 years we're going to be seeing less console talk and more what games can you do, because eventually games are going to get to the point where you can just download them and stuff like that. And Nintendo has a good lineup of games they could be producing. All of us have talked about all these games we would like to see from them, and all these games we love from them. They're these cherished franchises. It's just they're not doing it right now, and they could. So maybe if they take a step back, think about it, get the yin out of their eyes. I don't know.
All right, so anybody wait, what?
Yeah, if you think about it, Nintendo's bounced back from failed consoles before. Remember the Virtual Boy? Wasn't that Nintendo's?
Oh, God. That thing was horrible. I have bad eyesight, and it made my eyes hurt worse.
Wow. See, this is what I feel about Nintendo. When Nintendo practically owned the world, I was a young snot-nosed little kid still. And the thing is, well, yes. The thing is, when Nintendo ruled the world, we were all young. We were all smaller. The thing is, Nintendo's audience since then has grown up. I don't think Nintendo has grown up since then. I know Steven said they need to cater to the kids as well, and there's always going to be room for that. There's always going to be a need for that. But they have to start addressing the older clientele now, because I remember when Nintendo ruled. when it was Nintendo versus Sega. That was fun. That was fun to experience, seeing these two companies wanting to pretty much put each other out of business. But once Microsoft and Sony threw their hats in, they started advertising more to the mature crowd, and a lot of people followed suit. A lot of kids nowadays, I don't see them being raised or growing up playing the Wii or even a Nintendo console, for Christ's sake. I see them playing Halo, and I see them playing Call of Duty. And I seriously think Nintendo needs to grow up. I'm not saying produce a Last of Us starring Mario. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, get more adult games in there for them so they could reach a better clientele.
And what I was getting at with the Virtual Boy was the release date for the Virtual Boy was July 21st, 1995. And then the release for the Nintendo 64, which is a far superior console, was June 23rd, 1996.
It wasn't the Virtual Boy kind of a like a side thing. It wasn't like the main home console.
It wasn't a main console. It was like almost like an add-on.
Yeah.
It was like a gimmick they try to sell again.
It's still a little weird. I don't know. Also,
Hated
another
it.
thing that I noticed though that the Wii U is doing, especially, I'm a really big fan of the Mega Man series, and they're gonna release Mega Man X for the Virtual Console, which just drove me fucking nuts because I was like, oh, that's
yes.
amazing. And I think that's what Nintendo's doing, because I honestly think because they are working on like the newest Smash Bros, which is supposed to be like fucking amazing, and all this other stuff. They're now releasing stuff, like more stuff on the Virtual Console. Like for the Wii U, they released Earthbound, which Earthbound was amazing. They're releasing Mega Man X and a bunch of older games, which is keeping all the the veteran gamers of Nintendo still hanging on, which is clever. But at the same time, it's like, why are you going to be a tease? What?
Also, they had promised that. I don't know if you remember when the Wii U, the E3 that they actually discussed the Wii U and all that, because it is a few years now, but they promised a lot of that. They said that they were going to make that Virtual Console a reason to buy a Wii U, not the reason, but one of the reasons why. So I'm really expecting them to live up to that, and Mega Man X is certainly a step in the right direction. I think I've bought that game 4 times now. I can actually, from where I'm sitting on my shelf, I have all of the Mega Man collections that they did for the GameCube, and I have the Mega Man X collection too. I love those games.
And also I'm trying to remember exactly. Oh, like when they released, when they did that special Wii U pack, where if you got the Wii U, you'd get a copy of Wind Waker. But they also released an online copy of Hyrule Historia, which is Legend of Zelda's history book.
Right,
which so I mean they're trying to hang on by doing things like that. But it's like, how long can you hang on? How long can you guys keep doing this, like, trying to appeal to the veteran players so that we don't completely give up? It's starting to become a little bit of a shenanigan, in my opinion, but we'll see.
All right, well, next up, King.com, maker of Candy Crush Saga, trying to trademark Candy and Saga, the actual words. Chris says it's already went through. I didn't see anything confirming it. I don't know. I didn't see anything confirming it, but King.com says they aren't seeking money. They just want application for a trademark on the banner Saga to be refused, which would force the developers to change the game's name. Now, I don't even like Candy Crush Saga. I think it's pretty sucky. But we'll go to you guys on that. We'll start with Steven C. Wilds. Have you
You did it again!
Well, it's Skype, all right? Take the C out of the damn name, damn it.
Fine, I will.
What do you think about this whole situation with Candy Crush Saga and King.com?
Well, first of all, I'd like to point out that I like how you threw Chris under the bus just in case it was wrong. You wanted to make sure that
all right.
he
We
said
know for a
it.
fact that Candy has been. We're not sure about Saga. I think Saga
The funny
has.
part
I'm being
is that he
professional.
tried to throw you under the bus
I'm
just
being
because,
professional here.
so that if someone in the
You're
comments gets all uppity
Yes.
about it.
Just start throwing around all kind of false information out willy-nilly.
All right.
Correct information. That's I'm throwing around willy-nilly for your information.
This is
Don't
gonna
sue Chris,
gonna
people.
take
Don't
me a
sue us.
second.
Sue
Yeah,
Chris.
me.
sue Chris.
To me.
This is going to take me a second because I have a lot to say on this, and I just
Oh,
want to make
no.
sure everybody understands what I'm saying.
2 hours later.
Some of the most absolute goddamn bullshit I've ever heard. All right,
3
I'm done.
hours later.
This
Okay.
is absolute crap. This is complete crap.
No, I'm done. It's just bullshit. This is stupid.
That's it?
Won't
Seriously?
last. Yeah. That was the joke. The joke was I build it up and and then y'all say, oh, it'd be like 3 hours later. And then I'm like, haha, I just said it was bullshit.
That hype. The hype for, oh, God.
I don't approve. All right, Sheena, what do you think about this whole situation?
Okay, first off, I don't approve of what just happened. I was so excited to hear this ridiculous bullshit rant about how it's just nothing but bullshit.
And then that's all you need to know. It's goddamn bullshit.
You totally just disappointed me. Like, I'm a guest. You're supposed to make me want to jump on the podcast
That's not the last
again.
time it'll happen.
And you just disappointed me. And now I'm like, well, what else do I have? Nothing. Anyways.
You made her give up on life, Steve.
Yeah, seriously. The whole Candy Crush, trying to copyright the Candy and the Crush and the Saga or whatever the fuck they're doing is just, it's shenaniganamory because, yeah, see what I did?
Okay, stop making up words.
No, you leave her alone.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
I do what I want.
Now it's the Bash Stephen Wilds podcast.
Yes, it is.
Take it.
I mean, for one, for somebody to copyright words is one thing, and I just think it's completely silly, and to completely take out a game franchise altogether, because from my understanding of the situation, they're not looking, or Candy Crush Saga, so King.com or whatever, they're not trying to get the money, but because they're worried that the Banner Saga is going to give Candy Crush a bad name is completely ridiculous, considering it's two opposite games. No one is going to associate, oh, hey, I'm going to play the Banner Saga. Yeah, this is going to be awesome, to associate with some stupid little Candy Crush, puzzly type-esque game. Like, nobody is going to, no one is going to, yeah. So like you said, I just think it's completely silly. It doesn't make any sense because nobody's going to associate those two games. That's like saying, I'm trying to think of, help me out, guys. What are two games that have identical names or have the same, at least one word in them, but they're
NBA Live, NBA 2K.
Call of Duty and Call of Juarez was one that they were trying to dispute.
Okay, yeah. See, it's a complete difference. It doesn't make, like I said, I don't know. I think it's dumb, and hopefully I hope they lose this dispute that they're trying to make, to be completely honest, because I'm not a big fan of Candy Crush myself. I mean, it's clever. I'm not gonna lie. On a marketing standpoint, what they're doing is fucking genius.
Sure,
it's
yeah.
Genius. But
making that Skrilla.
Yeah, right. But at the same time, it's just completely fucking stupid. Because they're just words. Just because words are identical in a title doesn't mean it's the same exact thing, or doesn't mean they're associated acts in any way. So,
before we continue, I would like to point out just that if you don't know, the copyright laws in general are ridiculously stupid. The fact that some of this shit can be copywritten and all that is ridiculous.
Stupid.
But especially in the U.S. If you go look and compare the U.S. copyright laws to the ones for Canada, for the U.K., I can't even begin to say there's so many cases that you could look up to just show the idiocy behind it. So, as we said earlier, it happened, but it's gonna get overthrown eventually.
All right. The thing I was gonna say is, Candy Crush sort of stole the idea from Bejeweled, and now that they're claiming other people are taking from them, which is completely false.
Bejeweled is actually better than Candy Crush Saga.
Complete.
I would never play these games. I don't like playing a game that I have to pay money to progress.
And I know,
that's bullshit.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying, and I'm not gonna give you my fucking money. Like, I barely buy DLC. You have no chance with me.
Let me just say, I used to play Candy Crush a lot. I got up to like the level 150. I got really into it.
Holy shit, you have no life.
Yeah,
Notice how I said used to. But you don't really have to pay to advance in levels. You just have to keep doing them over and over again until you get them right.
Yeah, but see that's where like a lot of people don't like repetition. That's the problem with a lot of games. It's because it's repetitive, it's repetitive, it's repetitive. That's how I feel about Call of Duty games now. That's how I feel about a lot of games.
Yeah.
It's repetitive shit, and nobody wants to do the whole repetitive thing. So it's like, here's the option. Either you can be repetitive or you can dip money into it. The choice is yours. 2/3 of people, especially nowadays, don't like the repetition. So they're like, fuck it. I'm just going to put my money into it because I don't want to keep doing it over and over again. But in the reality of it, it's the same thing. You're paying to be repetitive regardless.
I see what you're going at.
I mean, and that's true, and some people like that. I can especially see somebody who they only play Candy Crush like between their breaks at work or on the train to work in the morning or something like that. I can see you want something that's easy. You can just pick up, get right into it. You play it for 20 minutes or whatever, and you pick it up later. But as we were discussing, it's kind of a genius marketing plan, but I don't think it applies to a lot of people in the long run, and I think what they're doing is trying to bank on people supporting this, but no one's going to.
No, I can completely argue that, only because in the reality of it, like, pay to play games are kind of like the big thing now, and they're starting to become the big thing now. Like when you play like The Simpsons Tapped Out, it's the same thing. You're basically like, if you want to buy extra things or if you want to speed up the process of some of the things that you have to do because it's all timed, you buy quote unquote what their equivalent of money is donuts, and then it speeds everything up. So
wait, that agrees with what I'm saying though, that they're banking on people supporting it. Okay, sorry, finish. Sorry, go ahead.
Shut up.
Let her finish.
Damn it.
Stephen Wild's
Try to Kanye everybody now.
Like that's the thing. But that's why Candy Crush is as high and as skyrocketing as they are, because like in the reality of it, the first people to make this whole pyramid scheme a thing was Zynga. Zynga's Farmville is kind of what started it.
Sure.
And it's just been like a ridiculous thing ever since. And the thing is like I said, it's a tricky market to get into, only because basically if your game isn't like a pay to play, you're not really going to make anything on it because nobody's going to want to pay for it. Unlike pay to play games, because people grow very impatient. And because of how impatient it is, people dip money into it. But that's why Candy Crush isn't going to fail. And it's not going to fail for a really long time. Like I said, if you look at Zynga games are still really high up there, and they've been around not even that long, and they're still going and making even more because of the factors that I've already, presented. So you saying that Candy Crush is eventually going to fail? No. I think
No. I said they would fail in the court. They'll fail legally. That's not going to hold up when it gets to a high enough court. And I thought the thing you were trying to argue was that people would support them, because that was the point I was making.
People would support them, though.
Yeah. Okay, so we are agreeing on that. I'm just making sure.
Yeah, we're agreeing on that, yeah.
Yeah. And no. The failing, I don't mean they'll fail as a company or financially. I think they've got a fucking iron grip on the balls of the world right now. But, I just think they're going to fail eventually legally, and eventually someone or some other company or something's going to challenge it, and it's just going to get thrown out. But for right now, you know what this is doing? It's giving them a fuck ton of publicity.
Yeah, that's the
Isn't
worst
that what
part.
everybody wants?
Oh, that's what everybody wants.
Ulysses, did you have anything to say on this subject?
All I have to say is I really fucking hate Candy Crush. And just like how Steven so eloquently put it, this is complete and total fucking bullshit. And if they succeed in actually trademarking the word saga or candy, I don't know, that's fucking retarded. I honestly do think that's incredibly stupid.
Alright, so alright, Chris, do you have questions?
I do have them.
Alright, so we only have a little bit left, so
I also just like to point out, the first time I ever played Candy Crush, I had to actually play it for work, and probably after I got done that day, I was like, well, I'm done with this.
Wow.
That game has never been downloaded on any of my products.
Nope, I don't have it downloaded. I don't plan on having it downloaded.
Alright, so it's before we wrap up, we got to go into questions. So questions that you left for the past 2 episodes, Chris is going to read them all.
Alright, first off, from Tom Daly, features. What features would you like added to some of your favorite games? as in like expansions or like more customization or something like that.
Bring hookers to your house in GTA. All right.
I think you've said that
Oh
before.
my god!
I'm saying it
In fact,
again.
I'm pretty sure that we've had this discussion.
No, we didn't.
We probably had it off podcast.
Whatever.
All right. Anything else? Damn it, Steven.
I would like Mortal Kombat to bring back the character creator, but do it well this time.
I would
Actually,
like.
I take that back. I'm sorry. What is that game? Soul Calibur 3. Their character creator was worse. So Mortal Kombat, you did okay, but I want you to do better than okay. I want you to satisfy me.
I want the NBA 2K games to actually fix their problems because there's been a lot of glitches lately that I've been playing. Like I played a My Team game where I had the other team's roster and I had none of the guys on the roster. I'm just getting frustrated with it right now, but I'm still playing it and I don't know why.
Ulysses?
Because you paid money for it.
Yeah.
For me, mine is really simple. I don't know how many of you guys here played Borderlands or Borderlands 2.
Oh yeah, love it.
Love it.
that.
All right. Borderlands 2 is probably my favorite game of all time. What I want to see
Bold
in
statement,
Borderlands...
sir.
The what?
Bold statement, sir. You go ahead.
Well, I will get into this later. But that Borderlands 2 might possibly be my favorite game of all time. What I would like to see in Borderlands 3 is, like, everyone who's played Borderlands 2 knows that the 4 characters you could pick off are pretty much a recycled version of the characters from Borderlands 1. What I just want is just offer us a template of those 4 characteristics and allow us just to completely customize our character's look. That's what I would just like.
That would be really cool.
That'd be
Yeah.
interesting. I'd also like if you could customize your class. I know that might take a little bit more work, but if you could kind of make your own class from the ideas that they have from the other class, I think that might be neat.
All right, Sheena,
'Cause
anything? Oh.
Me personally, I would just like to make Axon a short brown man.
Oh, of course you would. I've learned that already. That I'm not. I'm just gonna say I'm not surprised that just came out of your mouth.
Damn, you're predictable.
Yeah. People are. I just like. I guess the only thing that I would want added to games is just more customizable stuff. Like, I'm such a big thing with customizing. Like, if you play me in Soul Calibur 5 for the Xbox 360, all I do is play custom characters that I've made, and a bunch of them are like super trolly characters, but nonetheless, they're still customizable characters that I use and know how to use.
Should
So
that not surprise us that you're trolling?
No, that shouldn't surprise you.
Okay.
One thing that anybody should know about me is that fighters are my favorite kind of game, and I'm
nice.
really good at them.
Do you play Street Fighter?
I do.
We'll have to go sometime.
We will. Bring it on, bitch.
Damn. Harsh words.
Yeah, I just like anything customizable. So like Ulysses was saying, like making the whole like a customizable character for Borderlands would just be the dopest thing ever, and I would just constantly keep playing and making characters and making trolley characters to go and play online, so people are like, what the fuck is that? So just more customizable stuff. Game people, make more customizable stuff.
And take more time with your games so
That's
that customizable shit doesn't feel like tacked on shit.
And in clipping, customizable stuff and clipping, because you're adding other stuff, is weird.
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, like I was reading an article. I really love the game. Oh shit! It was the war game that wasn't Call of Duty and it wasn't Warfighter. It was
Medal of Honor.
The Line. It was like
Spec Ops.
Spec Ops: The Line. Okay, and I was reading this thing because I really love the game, but they didn't want to have a multiplayer. But some company that they answered to forced them to have a multiplayer. So the multiplayer wasn't even done by that company. And apparently, I never tried the multiplayer because I bought it late on Steam. Just burned through the single player, loved it. But apparently, that multiplayer is just a giant joke. And if you're gonna add something, and I know that's not the company's fault. I know it's whoever made them put it in there. But if these companies would give the development teams more time and let them do their thing, and don't force them to fucking put shit in there they don't want. Get your hand out of their pants. Stop trying to stroke them off. Just let them do their thing, and you'll be satisfied. That's all I'm saying.
All right, Chris, what's the next question?
From Sonny Jackson, do you think Half-Life 3 or Left 4 Dead 3 will ever happen?
Nope.
It has to
Nope.
happen.
Left 4 Dead 3 will happen probably.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Listen.
If one of them happens, Left 4 Dead will be the one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Half-Life 3. Nope. Nope. .jpg. All
I
over
don't.
that.
I don't even want it anymore because if I do want it, there's no chance. So at least if I don't want it, there's a slight chance.
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Yeah, Half-Life 3.
Yeah. All right, what's next?
From Allende Hegwood, is Call of Duty dead?
Nope, because people
Yes.
will buy it every single year.
I mean, they're gonna buy it. Yeah, it's gonna make money. What do you define as being dead? Is it dead creatively? Yes, it died after Black Ops 1, I guess.
Not even. I stopped
Modern
enjoying them
Warfare
after. Modern Warfare 2 and World at War were the last ones I
really liked Black Ops 1, but to
So
me
did I.
after that is when there was no reason to play it.
As
Yes,
long
sir.
as there's idiots out there willing to throw $60 at them, they're not gonna die.
They could release a shitty Call of Duty game, and I'll say this because they're pretty good about at least their shit's not usually broken, but it would still make crazy money, and it's going to take time for their name to get worn down into the mud before people stop buying their games.
All right, next question.
This is the last one from Mitch. From Mitch Fuller. Favorite movie quote.
That's random.
Anything Arnold Schwarzenegger
was-
says ever.
Welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth.
I don't know.
I have
Say
a
it
little
with
one.
my-
Wait. Infamous. Give us your favorite quote from Catwoman. I'm sorry. Give us your favorite quote from Elektra.
The end.
Give
What
us
about
our-
the Fantastic Four?
What's your favorite quote from Alf?
Oh.
Oh.
Shots
No,
fired.
that's an easy one. That's an easy one.
Return
I
fire.
wasn't
This
trying to
means
eat
war.
I just wanted to hug it in my mouth.
Oh.
That was in the Alf?
Yeah, that was
Ate
an Alf.
cats.
What?
He ate cats. Did you people never fucking watch Alf?
Who gives a fuck
I
about
used to
Alf?
have a-
Yeah,
I give a fuck about
Fine.
no,
Fuck
no,
about
no.
Alf.
I think I have a Alf toy somewhere in my house.
Fuck
That's
Alf.
weird.
That's weird, dude. Why would
That's
you-
I think my favorite movie quote is just anything from Anchorman.
Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, one of my favorite ones is from Blaze when Wesley Snipes stabs the guy and he keeps cutting off his arm and stuff like that. And he's like, "Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill." I love that quote.
My favorite movie quotes, because I'm a big horror movie buff, so my favorite movie quote of all time was from House of a Thousand Corpses, which is filmed by Rob Zombie, and it's Captain Spaulding yelling, "Motherfucker got blood over my best clown suit," and I just lose my shit every time.
What's your favorite horror movie?
Ooh, that's gonna have to be Puppet Master.
Really? Which
Yep.
one?
That's a good movie.
The original one.
The original. Okay.
Yes, sir. Got a tattoo of them and everything.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Mad respect.
All right, so Puppet Master tattoos, House of a Thousand Corpses. Did you say what yours was?
My favorite quote of any movie is, if it's not anything Arnold Schwarzenegger says, just period, it'll be from, it was a TV movie called Lucy, which is like the story of Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball's wedding, of life or whatever. There's one line that some chick says to Lucy, which is, "Tits sag, but comedy's forever." I love that.
All right, words to live by.
So you like saggy tits, is what you're saying?
No, I like comedy is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Damn it, Steve, don't get on me with women. You and I are
Don't put
still
words in
going.
his
Oh
mouth.
no! Okay,
You and
guys,
you and I are still.
ladies.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
That was the Dead Air episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna cut it off right now before. All right, everybody, take care. That was the episode. Bye, everybody.
All right. Wait,
Week
okay,
ending.
whoa.
Week ending.
All right, we got a Twitter at @deadair_podcast. Anybody else want to rattle off their Twitter names?
It's just
It's
my
in the
name.
description.
Yeah.
Hopefully Infamous is putting this shit in the description.
Isn't it?
He's
in
doing his
description
job.
every week.
It's a big if.
Isn't it in the description every week?
Whatever. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't watch
Nobody
this
reads
thing.
it.
If you don't look,
Nobody reads
shut
the
the fuck up.
Oh, it's in the description
All right,
every
hey.
week.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
All right, guys.